Okay, today we're tackling something huge. We're exploring a deeply profound relationship that every single one of us has, whether we realize it day to day or not. We're looking at a resource that is actually way more valuable than wealth, something that quietly, second by second, shapes our destiny in both this world and the hereafter. We are talking about time, specifically the eternal treasure of time management in Islam.
So let's just dive right into this. I want you to imagine that every single morning, a bank deposits exactly $86,400 straight into your account. But there's a catch. The one rule is whatever you don't spend today completely disappears at midnight. Poof, gone. You can't save it, you can't invest it for tomorrow, and you definitely cannot get it back. Ask yourself, would you waste even one single dollar of that? No way, right? You'd spend every cent. Well, every single sunrise, Allah gives you something infinitely more valuable than cash. He opens a brand new account for you and deposits exactly 86,400 seconds. Money can be earned again. A lost phone can be replaced. Even a whole house can be rebuilt from the ground up. But 1 second? Once it leaves, it literally never comes back. And honestly, this is what makes time the ultimate equalizer. Think about two people standing side by side. One is a billionaire, private jets, luxury cars, the whole shebang. The other person, they're struggling just to put food on the table today. Now, society obviously calls one successful and the other poor. But when the sun comes up, Allah gives both of them the exact same gift, 24 hours. No billionaire, no matter how much money they throw at it, can buy a 25th hour. And no king can just order time to slow down. Time is that one sacred treasure given equally to every human being. The difference isn't how much time we get, it's entirely about how we choose to spend it. Every great scholar, every brilliant inventor, and every prophet, they all lived with those exact same 24 hours.
Section 1. Why time is sacred.
Now, what's really interesting here is when we shift from that secular bank account idea to the deep spiritual weight of time. You start to see why it's considered absolutely sacred in Islam. Have you ever stopped to wonder why Allah swears by different creations in the Qur'an? The sun, the moon, the dawn, and right here, time itself. The creator of the entire universe chose time to kick off this incredibly powerful message in Surah Al-Asr. He didn't swear by gold, he didn't swear by empires. Islamic scholars tell us that when Allah swears by something, it's a huge neon sign highlighting its greatness. In what is one of the shortest chapters in the whole Qur'an, Allah tells us that humanity, and we're talking all of humanity here, is in loss. Why? Because every minute that ticks by is 1 minute less to seek forgiveness, 1 minute less to do a good deed, and 1 minute less to prepare for the hereafter.
Which brings us to this absolutely striking reminder from the great scholar Hassan al-Basri. He said, "You are nothing but a collection of days." Wow! When you frame it like that, it changes everything, doesn't it? Things like birthdays, they aren't just fun celebrations with cake and presents anymore. They're stark, undeniable reminders that our time in this world is actively shrinking. The real question we need to be asking isn't, how long am I going to live? It's, how well am I using the time Allah has already given me?
Section 2. The Prophet's Warning.
Okay, I want you to imagine something for a second. Imagine standing right in front of the messenger of Allah, peace and blessings be upon him, and he looks directly at you to deliver a warning that hits just as hard today as it did 14 centuries ago. He warned that there are two specific blessings that many people waste. Notice something super important here. The Prophet Muhammad didn't say many people waste their money or they waste their businesses. He specifically singled out health and free time. Why those two? Because you can always bounce back from bankruptcy. A business can recover, but time? Time never rewinds. Every single second you spend is a second you have permanently traded away for something else.
And this ties directly into another absolutely crucial reminder: take advantage of 5 before 5. Look, so many of us, myself included sometimes, fall into this dangerous trap of later. We tell ourselves, oh, I'll pray later, or I'll start reading more later, or I'll get my life together someday. But guys, tomorrow is never promised. Literally every cemetery on earth is full of people who are absolutely certain they had more time. Islam teaches us to grab onto today, because today is literally the only day we actually own.
Now just picture this in your mind, the day of judgment. The crowds are vast, but completely pin-drop silent. Everyone is just waiting, and then your name is called. You're not going to be asked about your neighbor's life or your friend's choices. You are going to be asked about yours. Imagine seeing every single day of your life played out in front of you. Those mornings you decided to sleep through a prayer, those hours where Allah gave you free time and you just wasted it on something totally useless. Time isn't just floating by, it is being meticulously recorded.
Section 3. The Silent Modern Thief. So let's bring this into our fast-paced, crazy modern world.
Guarding our time has turned into a completely different beast, a crisis that our grandparents didn't even have to imagine. Today, the chances of someone picking your pocket on the street are pretty low, but there is something way more dangerous stealing chunks of your life every single day, and that is the theft of your attention. Think about it. You unlock your phone just to check one text message, just one. 5 minutes later, you're watching some random video, then another. Suddenly, 30 minutes have vanished, an hour is gone, and you don't even remember what you just watched. Distraction doesn't kick your door down. It just quietly sneaks in and takes your most valuable possession. So I've got to ask you directly, what are you buying with your life? Are you trading your irreplaceable seconds for knowledge and good deeds, or just for endless mindless scrolling?
This brings to mind a quote from the brilliant scholar Ibn al-Qayyim, and it's profound. He said, "Wasting time is worse than death." Just let that hit you. Worse than death. Because death separates you from this world, but wasting time separates you from Allah and the hereafter. That should literally stop us in our tracks. Every unnecessary distraction, every hour lost to the glowing void of a screen is a page of our life story that can never ever be rewritten. Instead of wondering, man, where did the time go? We really need to start asking, where did I choose to spend it?
Section 4. Science finally agrees.
For the longest time, people just assumed wasting time or procrastinating was a character flaw, right? Just a lack of discipline or simple laziness. But modern science is finally catching up to 14 centuries of Islamic wisdom. Researchers are now telling us something really fascinating. Procrastination is actually an emotional problem. When a task feels stressful or overwhelming, your brain essentially looks for an escape hatch. It craves instant pleasure, like checking a notification or watching a funny short to numb the stress. And yeah, for a minute it feels great, but inevitably it just leaves us feeling empty and full of regret.
And by the way, science has also totally debunked that toxic modern hustle culture. You hear people bragging all the time, "Oh, I'm a multitasker. I only sleep 4 hours a night. I'm always grinding." Actually, the reality is harsh. Multitasking absolutely drains your brain's focus. Every single time you switch tasks, your brain has to reboot, leading to way more mistakes. And sleep? The human brain was never ever designed to skip sleep. While you rest, your brain is actively storing memories, repairing tissue, and getting you ready for tomorrow. Rest is not the enemy of productivity. Rest is literally the foundation that makes productivity possible.
Isn't it just amazing? Over 1,000 years ago, Islam laid out this exact blueprint for a balanced life: work, worship, rest, and reflection. Modern researchers are literally just now mapping out the psychology and biology behind the exact lifestyle balance Islam has promoted from the very beginning.
Section 5. One life, one chance.
As we get near the end of this explainer today, I want to take a second to really slow down and reflect. We get one life, just one chance. I want you to visualize holding a glass filled with sand. Every single grain of sand in that glass represents 1 second of your life. And without making a single sound, the sand just continuously falls through your fingers. You can't pause it, you can't turn it upside down or reverse it, and you definitely can't pick up the grains that have already hit the ground. That is time. Every heartbeat, every sunrise, every sunset, it's all just bringing us one step closer to the moment we meet Allah.
Hassan al-Basri shared this deeply moving personification of time. He said that every new day practically calls out to you, shouting that it is new and it will never return, urging you to do good. So let me ask you, what if today was it? What if this was your last ordinary day? Would you honestly still spend 3 hours scrolling on your phone? Would you still hit snooze on your prayer alarm? Would you still put off becoming the person you know Allah created you to be? Because the truth is, one day there will be a last sunrise, a last conversation, a last prayer, and none of us, not a single one of us, knows when that day is.
Section 6. The final question. Allah did not swear by time in the Qur'an just for the sake of it. Time is literally life itself. Every minute you lose is a piece of your very existence given away forever. So, to wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one massive existential question. If Allah asked you today, right now, exactly how you spent your time, what would your answer be?
Please don't wait for next year. Don't say, I'll start on Monday. Don't wait for that magical right time. The right time to make a change has always been and will always be right now. We have to start living intentionally, remembering the ultimate truth. Tomorrow is a promise to absolutely no one.
But hey, knowing the value of time is just step one. Coming up next in our following explainer, we're going to dive into the practical toolkit. We'll cover techniques to actually stop wasting time without burning yourself out, things like the 80-20 rule, the Pomodoro method, and time blocking. Plus, we'll see exactly how these modern hacks perfectly align with Islamic teachings on productivity. You won't want to miss it. Until next time, guard your treasure.